State Bar of Nevada members work hard to contribute to our organization and further the development of the legal profession. Please join us in recognizing the invaluable contributions of our 2018 State Bar of Nevada Membership Award recipients for their contributions.
This year's winner of the State Bar's Presidential Award joins the ranks of exemplary attorneys. Previous recipients of this award include Donald Campbell, Judge Proctor Hug Jr., Peter Chase Newman, and many more, all of whom, like this year's winner, William E. Peterson, embody the best legal practitioners in Nevada, members who lead by example and demonstrate great integrity. William is especially known for his courteous demeanor, exemplary professionalism, and his dedication to his work. William currently is a partner at the law firm of Snell & Wilmer, working out of its Reno office. He previously worked for other prestigious Nevada law firms, including this year's Medal of Justice honoree, Woodburn & Wedge, with which he successfully defended the rock band Judas Priest. In addition to his litigation experience, William has also represented various public utility companies as general counsel. Having practiced for more than 30 years in Nevada, William has had ample opportunities to showcase not only his legal skills, but also his strength of character. During his decades of practice as a commercial, administrative, and personal injury litigator, William's body of work has helped shape case law in Nevada. He has tried more than 40 cases to jury verdict and another 50 bench trials to judgment, setting records for his jury verdict results. In addition, more than 20 of his cases have been reported as decisions in the Federal Supplement, Federal Reporter, Nevada Supreme Court Reports, and the California Appellate Reports. Judge Bruce Beasley had these thoughts to share about William.
I first met Bill in about 38 years ago when I went to work for a firm called Woodburn, Wedge, Blakey & Jepson, now known as Woodburn, and Bill doesn't work there anymore, nor do I. But he was, I think, the senior associate, perhaps with Sewell and Folston, and we were all on a floor below where all the big guys lived, and most of us packed into a room with a bunch of other people. Let's see, I can't even remember everybody, but John Murtha, who's still with Woodburn, Sewell and Folston, who's not with Woodburn, Bill Peterson, Mike Morrison, Scott Shellhouse, and maybe a couple of other people, Julie Mummy. But anyway, Bill was kind of in charge of leading us and teaching us how to be trial lawyers, and he was quite good at it. Bill is one of the best trial lawyers I think I've ever experienced, and a great teacher, and just a really, really good guy. The story I have about him, though, is this, and it's about a trial. I don't remember what the name of the trial was, but it was about distributions from an estate to a couple of people who were in the will but were not getting what they thought was an appropriate amount of money from the estate, or they perhaps weren't getting any money. That's the group that I represented, and Bill represented the trustees of the estate. And we were in Judge Breen's courtroom. Judge Breen's courtroom in Northern Nevada, if any of you have seen it, is it's an old ceremonial courtroom. It has lots of nice white marble, lots of nice wood, and it's a great place, and it has a great judge, Judge Breen. And the only thing that's kind of weird about it is the counsel table are only 5 or 6 inches apart, maybe a foot at the farthest. And I was sitting on the right side facing the court, and he was sitting on the left side of his table facing the court, and he would be examining witnesses, or he would be questioning his witnesses, and I would be objecting. And for whatever reason, my objections were being affirmed by the judge. And every time I would get an affirmed objection, I would reach over and make a mark on his tablet where his notes were. And after quite a few sustained objections and quite a few check marks on his notebook or notes, he decided to start checking my notes when he got a sustained objection. Fortunately, in the check mark competition, he got fewer sustained objections than I did, and I won that competition. Unfortunately, I lost the case, and his client was not required to pay any more money or make any more distributions in excess of what was already being done. Fortunately for me, I was allowed my attorney's fees and costs in the case, even though I lost, which is kind of unusual and kind of nice. But that's what's my humorous story about Bill Peterson. He's a great guy. He's well deserves this award and recognition. So congratulations, Bill.
He was just an interesting man, very close, knew John F. Kennedy, involved with him when they were in the Navy together. So Woodburn had contacts. And so the story about our receptionist one day was at 5 o'clock, she left to catch her bus. Well, at about 5 to 5, a call came in. And she's got the switchboard out front. She says, White House calling for Mr. Woodburn. She says, it's almost 5 o'clock here. And they said, White House calling for Mr. Woodburn. She says, you'll have to call back tomorrow. And somehow news got to Mr. Woodburn. And he says, oh my God, I was about to, you hung up on the White House. She says, well, I had to catch my bus. Well, Ethel had been there 40 years, so Bill says, okay, all right, I'll call him tomorrow, don't worry, I'll call him back. But that was just the nature of the firm at the time. Lunch at the Boondocks restaurant, gone now. And every so often you get invited to go have lunch with him. Well, a lot of times lunch for Bill consisted of lightly cooked eggs, runny, and maybe a glass of sherry. So you wanted to be polite, but you didn't want to eat any of that, and you certainly didn't want a glass of sherry. But if Mr. Woodburn wanted you to have lunch with him, you had lunch with Mr. Woodburn. And if you were with Woodburn and Wedge, you were at the top. I mean, the firm, the oldest firm in the state, the prestige of the firm. And so if you went to court, everyone respected Woodburn and Wedge. They knew great lawyers, straight shooters, no games being played. And we had a lot of great business clients because of that reputation. So I was fortunate to have Proctor Hugg, Chief Judge of the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals later in his career, and Bill Woodburn as my two mentors in the practice of law. And then unfortunately I left the practice of law and went into gaming.
In terms of people coming into the firm, I mean, there's great opportunity here because there's I think there were people in the firm, at least, I've heard that sometimes, that women shouldn't be trial lawyers, and I get emotional now. Dick Blakey, who was a great friend and a great mentor, I never had the privilege of trying a case with Dick because he was kind of retired from trying cases when I came to the firm. But spent a lot of time with Dick, learned a great deal from Dick, great advice, and and what he said at the time, was, if the trial practice isn't something that women can do, it won't hurt to let her try it, let her have the opportunity, which is, in my mind, all you can ask for. And you will get that here at Woodburn. Certainly I did. Very open to everything that I wanted to do. I didn't succeed at everything, but certainly had the opportunity here, which is, I think, a tribute to Woodburn.
Got is a beautiful way to end. Thank you
I
very
don't know.
much.
I meant not to get emotional, and I would
That's
prefer
okay.
not to get emotional.
Oh, everybody
But I
does.
love this firm.
As chair of the Board of Bar Examiners, Richard M. Trachok II leads the team that undertakes the considerable annual work of writing and grading the Nevada Bar Exam. He began serving on the board in 1991, and he has given more than 25 years of service to ensuring that the state of Nevada has quality attorneys joining the profession of law. He takes great care to make sure that the Nevada Bar Exam meets high standards and protects the public from unqualified attorneys. In his role as chair, Richard selects the specific topics to be queried in any particular bar exam with the goal of maintaining fairness and consistency. Using this direction, 8 of the 14 board members then write questions for each exam. Once prospective attorneys have taken the exam, board members attend a biannual 3-day meeting, during which answers to the exam questions are critiqued and exams near the passing rate are carefully regraded. Richard is also responsible for having the exams evaluated by nationally recognized experts, ensuring that the tests are statistically valid. He studies trends in bar exams across the country and advises the State Bar's Board of Governors about them. He also meets with leadership at law schools across the country in order to study bar exam processes and seek potential improvements to Nevada's bar exam. Members of the Board of Bar Examiners collectively contribute up to 300 hours of volunteer time every year to this critical work on behalf of the State Bar of Nevada. In addition to his work for the Board of Bar Examiners, Richard also serves as a regent for the Nevada System of Higher Education, and he is presently an adjunct professor at the University of California, Berkeley School of Law. He is a senior counsel at the firm of McDonald Carano, focusing his practice on regulatory and gaming law. Thank you, and congratulations, Richard Trachok. In 2018, the State Bar of Nevada sponsored the National High School Mock Trial Championship, a monumental and prestigious event that took place May 10th through 12th in Reno. Not only did this event offer Nevada the opportunity to showcase its legal community to thousands of young students interested in the practice of law, but it also offered economic opportunities to the city of Reno. In addition to the students, the event brought $250,000 in revenue to the city as students, coaches, family members, judges, and organizers gathered in Reno for one of the most impressive academic competitions of the year. It's estimated that 30% of students who participate in high school mock trial go on to attend law school. Coordinating such an event was no small task. In addition to raising sponsorship funds, committee members needed to secure sufficient competition space, obtaining courtrooms for the 48 teams to use for their matches. It was also necessary to recruit and organize more than 300 additional volunteers to judge competition rounds and provide logistical support for the event. Congratulations, Mock Trial Steering Committee. It is chaired by Paul Mattioni, and other members include Connie Ackridge, Cynthia Alexander, Jeanette Bloom, Dawn Christensen, Mark Noble, Jean Leverty, Diane C. Marsh, and Justice Nancy Seda. The Mock Trial Case Committee includes Dawn Christensen, Robert Eisenberg, David Grundy, Kenneth Lund, and John Reese Petty. Thank you for your service to the State Bar of Nevada. In addition to working as a deputy public defender for Washoe County, Jordan Davis currently serves as the chair of the State Bar's Young Lawyers section. In 2015, Davis was nominated to become a Fellow of the American Bar Association for demonstrating extraordinary leadership in the legal profession, his service to society, and his commitment to the ideals and objectives of the American Bar Association. Prior to becoming a Deputy Public Defender, Davis was a member of Fenimore Craig's Government Affairs Practice Group, and he was also an associate at Lionel, Sawyer & Collins. His practice focuses on government relations, complex civil litigation, and commercial litigation. Davis's volunteer work is not limited to serving as the leader of the Young Lawyers section. He also volunteers countless pro bono hours to legal aid service providers. In addition to this, he also contributes his time to several community organizations in Northern Nevada, including work with veterans of our armed forces and with Big Brothers and Big Sisters of Northern Nevada, who named him Big of the Year in 2014. Congratulations, Jordan Davis.